Yes, sir. Ladies and gents, boys and girls from around the world. Welcome back to another episode of In the Huddle EP 277. Week one in the NFL and the Bucks. I feel like I'm in heaven because I really feel like that. Anytime football is back and the NFL is away we go and it's kicked off, I feel different. Like it's a different aura. I know what to do on my Sundays. Sundays are no longer boring to me. And it's just a very, very good feeling, not only on Sundays, but on Mondays. Claire, there's a game going on tonight. Russell Wilson is back in Seattle. You think I'm missing that? Hell no. I want to see it. It's good TV. We also got Thursday night football games, right? On Amazon Prime. The NFL's always doing something. But that's why they're the kingpin, because they always find new, innovative ways to entertain the fans and make the moolah. Ladies and gentlemen, this show couldn't air any sooner because we here. And it's myself, Zay, and our special guest, Ryan, on the show. Zach is out. We all know the Mondays is a little tight for Zach here on the schedule. We had to do it with it last year. We did do it, and we got through it. And whenever we was able to get Zach on, we got him on. So, on Mondays, you might see a different guest every week. That's how we're going to rotate it. But we have guys here that's capable and more than capable of handling BI. And I'm going to start over here with the one and only Zay in the building. Good vibes. What's going on?
How you doing, y'all? It's always a good day. It's the first great weekend we had, not only in football, we had a crazy UFC event that was in Madison Square Garden. That was bananas, to say the least. There's a lot of events that was happening this weekend. And, I just want to say, hope all the guys, all the football players who had injuries that happened to them and this weekend, hope they have a speedy recovery to get back on that football field, because they did have an electric defensive showing this weekend. We didn't get the high flying offense that we would like to have seen in this season, but we've seen a lot of healthy defenses. We've seen a lot of teams who shocked us on the football field that played pretty stout defensively, and we saw some interesting moves made with a lot of coaches on the field. Some second-year coaches still having those first-year issues where they have a risky play calling or they're making very questionable play calls. That's something we're going to talk about later in the show. But, I'm ready to talk football. I'm ready to talk about it.
And I know one person that's ready to talk some football is my guy, Ryan. Ryan, what it do?
Man, raw thoughts. Nothing like football Sunday. First week of the NFL, you get your happy days, your bad days. Your happy moments, your bad moments, your sad moments, your excited moments. You get your tense moments. You get every emotion pulled out of you on NFL Sunday for all the true fans. Raw thoughts, because I got a lot of raw thoughts in the huddle. And when I get in the huddle, it's going to be raw thoughts. It ain't going to be no quiet and just everybody looking. It's going to be raw thoughts to everyone. So everyone, stay tuned for In the Huddle.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. And it's crazy because we all know week one, there's going to be a lot of overreactions. We call it Overreaction Monday. And Claire, it's only one game, 16 more to go. But we can't help ourselves. That's part of what we do here in Sports Talk Media. So be on the lookout for some overreactions that is on the way. And let's begin in D-Town. The Dallas Cowboys loses to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 19-3 in the season opener. Dak Prescott has surgery, or is going to have surgery, on his right thumb, out several weeks. Is this Cowboys season over after week one? And Zay, if you want to kick us off for this topic, the mic is yours.
How about them Cowboys? Now, listen, it was unfortunate that Dak Prescott got hurt. Hope he has a speedy recovery. He was actually one of the football players I was most interested in seeing this season, because I wanted to see how everything will work without Amari Cooper, without Michael Gallup out there with CeeDee Lamb. So I wanted to see how that dynamic would have worked with that offense, because we know that CeeDee Lamb did thrive when he was sharing the field with Amari Cooper, with Gallup over there as a wide receiver 3, with the combination of Elliott and Pollard and Schultz all on the field to make a really dynamic offense for the Dallas Cowboys. It was very disappointing to see how they came out. It was very lackluster on the field. They didn't have any explosiveness on that football field that I feel they showed last year. Last season, they showed their ability to have a high octane offense, be able to move the chains. I think this was just a poor showing of what they did. I believe they scored a field goal in the first quarter, and then that was it. They didn't score after that. And it's pretty disappointing to say the least. I'm just very interested in seeing what's going to be the next move moving forward regarding roster. I understand they have a backup quarterback that they're interested in seeing. I forgot his name, but he's from CMU. I have a couple friends who went to CMU college who are actually interested in seeing him being the starting quarterback for this team. And I just don't know what to anticipate with this Cowboys offense, especially with Mike McCarthy out there as a head coach. At one point in time, I was a person who said Mike McCarthy is going to bring this team and coach this team to the championship, to a Super Bowl. I'm about to say NFL Finals, which was ridiculous, to a Super Bowl. So that was something I actually said before, just because I believed he was able to do it before Aaron Rodgers and them.
I get it, bro. You was drunk that night, bro. You went to the
club. I was wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure was.
I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. So, it's something that as I continue to watch him coach in Dallas, it was just like, this guy is way over his head. He's not a coach at all. I don't know what the hell he is. He might be the Joe Judge of football, the way he's coaching. It looks terrible. So I think, this is something that unfortunately Dallas has to deal with, not only with a quarterback issue, but also the possibility of firing Mike McCarthy if they wind up going a really horrible record down the season. Let's say if they go 0-6, not saying they will, but let's say they do go 0-6, 0-7, do you start firing or starting a call for Mike McCarthy's coaching job mid-season because his inability to rally the troops to get some wins? I have no high hopes for this roster.
Mike McCarthy went to CMU too, Con Man University, because like my guy Zach would say, he's a con man. Go ahead, my guy Ryan, kick us off.
Man, raw thoughts right here, man. For one, the overreaction in me says that the Cowboys are going to be done, blah, blah, blah. It's over. Stick a fork in them, all that. The other part of me is saying, like, this team just wasn't made correctly this season. When I say made correctly, it was a lot of things they lost. Things like that. Dan Quinn, defensively, they played pretty good. They held Tom Brady 19 points. Although Tom Brady won 19-3, they still held Tom Brady 19 points. Your offense just wasn't there. I mean, I'm just they want to say, I want to say in numbers, the last 3 years, Dak Prescott has been top 5 in numbers. May not have been a top 5 quarterback to some people. They also had the number 1 offense last year in football, and you take away a few things from them. Now I'm gonna go to my raw thoughts here. Mike McCarthy, this may be the luckiest. The Cowboys could be in a lucky situation here, and this is raw thoughts here. Dak Prescott getting hurt may be, I hate to say it, good, but not good, but it can help in a way. Because the problem with the Cowboys is they go to it. Now they have to go to something they should have been doing in the first place. People don't like it, whether they like it or not. Mike McCarthy is a pass-happy guy. He wants to throw. Now with Cooper Rush in the lineup, now you're going to be able, with the team, to maybe get a few play actions. You're not expecting so much out of Cooper Rush. Now you can run the ball with Pollard and Zeke. A lot of people are saying Zeke is dead. He's out the kitchen. One of the reasons he's probably out the kitchen is because of the play calling that Mike McCarthy is running. I'm telling you now you can run the football more. Now you can get those guys involved. Now you can probably play the time ticking game. If your defense can do just as good as they did against Tampa Bay, you have a shot. Another thing about the Dallas Cowboys, they have one of the weakest schedules in football. So if they get past this 6, if you look at their schedule, they have one of the weakest schedules in football outside. I think the Eagles will be a tough battle, but the next few weeks, the Bengals, they got the Bengals next week, so that's gonna be different. The Bengals ain't gonna do what they did last week. But outside that, the overall schedule is pretty weak. If they can run the ball, keep a sturdy run the football well, come off the play action with Cooper Rush, not asking him to do a lot. Then again, they may go get another quarterback. But the thing is, when you have Dak Prescott, you got to put the numbers. You got to keep passing. Definitely, Mike McCarthy's a con man, but I'm going to tell you this. Raw thoughts here, and you heard it from me first. The reason why I said all this now, because you never know what's going to happen in the next 4, 5, 6 weeks. So just in case, Mr. Raw Thoughts don't get back on the show before then, which I should be, and you have other celebrities up here, I just want to get my raw thoughts out now. Mike McCarthy ain't getting on the Jason Garrett treatment. He ain't home team. He ain't family. He going out the door quicker. He ain't gonna get those opportunities. So he ain't gonna get that privilege. So he gonna go out the door. And one thing about the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and them, they're gonna find a way to make something as an excuse, and they're gonna try to blame this all on Mike McCarthy. So Mike McCarthy, Right now, win or lose is public enemy number one. That's their scapegoat. They're going to move him out there and try to find somebody else. Like bring in Sean Payton. That's the whole intent anyway. If they can get their hands on Sean Payton, that's what they want. So right now, we could say that the Cowboys season is definitely over, but at the same time, if they run the ball more and control the clock, the Cowboys can still be in games because of their strength of schedule. But that's it. Raw thoughts.
Yeah, the Cowboys season is about over. You can punt the season away. You know, me on this show, myself and Zach, we haven't been high on the Cowboys. If you watch the show, right? I would say for me, Zeke was my fantasy bust of the year. For Zach and myself, we both had them under 500 coming into the season and missing the playoffs. Also, Zach even went as far as saying, and now here's Zay saying it, that Mike McCarthy might not even last to the end of the season. He might get fired. So clearly, we wasn't optimistic, but rather pessimistic when it comes to this Cowboys team heading into this season. So now my expectations are supposed to change for the greater good. Now that Dak Prescott is out, what you think I'm going to say? It's a wrap. It's done. Look, when you come to this Cowboys team, it all started with the lackluster offseason. They had one of the worst offseasons in football. For the last couple years, they had probably, arguably, the most talented offense in the league. Now, they decided to let some of those assets go in the era where everybody's trying to stack up on their team. Right? The Browns get a quarterback. The Raiders get the number one wide receiver. Oh, let's get A.J. Brown and be the Eagles. All this movement. Oh, the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill. Let's go at it. Cedric Wilson. So they decided to have a fire sale when everybody was taken from the fire sale. And now you expect them to prevail? It's not going to happen. This is a league where talented people win. Talented teams win. And right now, when I look at that roster, it's not as talented. Amari Cooper is gone. He's not walking through the door. Cedric Wilson is gone. He's not walking through the door. And now we get to Dak Prescott. And one of the norms about Dak Prescott, and one of his best attributes, if not his best attribute, is no longer an attribute. It's a detriment, which is his availability. Remember, a lot of people were saying, Dak is not a top 5 guy, but he's available. When has he been available as of late? Ever since he got hurt with that leg injury, it's another shoulder injury last year in the offseason. Then a couple weeks ago, there's a report that he felt like a bone popped out his leg. Not clear. It was a little knick-knack thing. He was able to play. And now he's not going to be able to play because he has a thumb that he has to get surgery for, and he's going to be out for the next month or whatever. So now you have a quarterback that once was the guy that's always there and available. He's not available anymore. He's skipping class. So now who's in class? Who is in class to pick up the slack? Zeke? I don't believe so. He's been declining. Tony Pollard? All right, would you win the football, please? So there's a lot of issues when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys team, and it doesn't get any better from here. And when you look around in a division, listen, I'm not a Carson Wentz fan by any means. I hate that brother. That guy is trash to me. But the Commanders got a lot of talent on that offense. Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas, Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick, Brian Robinson. Listen, so much talent over there. Okay, cool. The Giants. Well, they won yesterday, okay? And we'll have to see. We'll talk about them later. But you also got the Eagles. And that's a team that's not looking to be a joke this year. So the Cowboys are in trouble, and I think they're about done.